Welcome to MarketStream.live. This is your overnight action report. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock, where we're going to cover Asia and the overnight action. We're going to look at the open here in Europe, and we're going to take a look at the pre-market action here in the United States so that you're ready for today's trading activity on this wonderful Thursday right before the Christmas holiday. So let's take a look at Japan and the Nikkei. Shed about 0.1%. The Japanese cabinet overnight did approve a record spending plan of over 97.5 trillion Japanese yen for 2017. They also are going to reduce their Japanese government bond issuance to about 154 trillion Japanese yen. That's down from 162 trillion this year. A trillion here, a trillion there, right? Olympus fast retailing lost between about 1.2% and 5.1%. That's where the laggards were. On the upside, you had Adventest, Sumiko, also Fuji Heavy Industries climbing between 1.5% and 4.9%. That was holding up the index today or overnight. EWJ, the shares went out last night at 49.75. The weekly options that are expiring in 8 days, so looking into next Friday, they're pricing in the potential for this underlying to be either up or down about 88 cents, and into January, in the third week specifically, or in the next 29 days, they're looking at a range of up or down $1.53. Critical areas that you're going to want to watch as far as price action needs to get above $50. Then we'll see some potential more catalysts to the upside, but it also needs to hold 48. Otherwise, we're going to see a potential trend shift in EWJ, the Japanese ETF. Hong Kong, Hang Seng fell about 0.8%, with all but basically one component that I could look in the index in the Hang Seng that was in the red. Energy-related names led the downside retreat with CNOOC, one of the largest state-owned oil agencies. PetroChina all surrendering between 2.5% and 3%. You also saw in China and Hong Kong that financials continue to struggle. China Life Insurance, ICBC, and Ping An Insurance all posting losses between 1.7% and 2.3%. Now, there are reports that China's that are suggesting that the country's government will take a look at reducing the asset bubble risk in 2017. They're really going to focus on, and we've been hearing this for the last about 2 months, that they want to take aim at the speculative activity, specifically in the real estate market and in high corporate leverage. So we've been hearing about that in the real estate market, specifically in Hong Kong. So that has these sectors a little bit uneasy, maybe potentially more volatility. We're going to keep an eye on that. EWH went out at 1914. That's the ETF that tracks the Hang Seng. The monthly options are pricing in over the next 29 days that you could have a range in this ETF of basically 74 cents, either up or down. Watch $20, $21, and $20.45 is key levels if you're going to see that the upside is going to start to be challenged and catalyzed. China's Shanghai Composite did add about 0.1%. China Sports Industry Group, as well as Shanghai Electric Power, Shanghai International Industrial Investment, and Shanghai High Tech all gained between 5.1% and 10%. FXI settled at 34.42. The weekly options are pricing in between today and the end of next week about an 86-cent range, either up or down, and a 1-month range of around $1.74 in this $34 ETF. Again, there's some headwinds in Asia right now, specifically in China and Hong Kong. 36.87, 36.97, and 35.37 are all levels that need to be broken if you're going to start to see some catalyst to the upside. The India's Sensex lost about 1%. Andiana Ports was the weakest performer, falling about 3.6% overnight. You saw Tata Steel, Axis Banks, Infosys, and Hindustan Unilever all losing between 0.9% and 3.1%. EPI been under a little pressure this week. The Indian ETF went out at $20.05. The weekly options expiring next week are pricing in a range of 56 cents for the next 8 days and 96 cents for the next 29 days. Watch 2017, 2077, and 2047 as critical levels, again, that this Indian ETF needs to get through if we're going to start to see some more potential movement to the upside. Now, let's take a look at the opening in Europe, and specifically, we're going to start with Germany. The DAX is down about 0.1% right now amid losses in about half the components in the DAX. Now, growth-sensitive names like Daimler are down about 1.2%, while select healthcare names are showing some relative strength. Most notable one is Merck, up about 0.8%. Now, Germany, the ETF, EWG, settled at 26.29. We're going to watch that one closely today. There's a 48-cent range in this $26 stock between now and next Friday, and an 82-cent range for the next month, 29 days in this EWG. 25.59 is going to be the support level that you're going to watch. Any challenge of that and break through that, there could be some negative connotations on the trend for EWG in Germany. UK's FTSE lower by about 0.2% early in the session, with miners and consumer names showing some relative weakness. You're seeing Glencore, Rio Tinto, BH Billiton all down between 1.2% and 1.7%. You're also seeing Tesco, Diageo, British American Tobacco, and Sainsbury all down between 0.5% and 0.9%. Now, EWU settled last night at $30.47. This UK ETF has a range right now for the next 8 days of 31 cents, either up or down, and a monthly range of around 87 cents in this $30 stock over the next 29 days. Critical levels on this UK ETF that you're going to watch, EWU, watch 30.68, 30.35, and 31.17. Again, have some headwinds against that upside. Going to watch it closely. Going to need that if you're going to see some more boost to the for the bulls. France's CAC shedding right now about 0.1%. Nokia Corporation, it's been reported, is tumbling about 5.4% early in the session as the company is engaging in a patent dispute with Apple. So we're going to watch that very closely. Mattel, Airbus, all down between 0.8% and 2.7%. You're also seeing some outperformance, though, in financials early in the session. Specifically, you're seeing BNP Paribas, AXA, Credit Agricole, as well as Societe Generale, all up between 0.4% and 0.8%. So financials are holding up in France. EWQ settled last night at 24.34. This French ETF has a 29-day range being priced in of 92 cents, either up or down, in this $24 ETF. Now, finally, we're going to take a look at Italy. And Italy is actually trading up this morning early in the session. It's up about 0.6%. There's been some upbeat sentiment based on the fact that the Italian government announced that they will use a portion of the 20 billion euros to rescue and privatize a bank. Now I'm blanking on the bank's name. But they're also going to use it to recapitalize the banks that have been under stress. Names that are most notable to the upside right now are Banco Popular, UBI Banca, as well as UniCredit, all up between 1.8% and 6.7% on this news that the government will use private funds to recapitalize these banks and basically bail them out. EWI settled last night. That's the ETF that tracks these Italian stocks and many more at 24.05. The weekly options are pricing in for the next 8 days a range of around 49 cents, either up or down, and a monthly range of around 83 cents, either up or down. Let's see if volatility picks up there. Those ranges could increase. Watch 22.80, 22.31, and 22.92 in this $24 ETF. This ETF has been performing well as of late. Let's see if it continues, if it stays above these levels. Any pullback could be looked at as an opportunity to maybe look at Italy, especially if they have solid financial foundation. All right, folks, that's it for the overnight action report. I will thank you for joining us here at MarketStream.live. I will be back at 9:30 Eastern time with the opening bell. We're going to take a look at everything that's hot on the open. See you at 9:30 Eastern time. Take care.